going on, everybody? This is 102, aka social_praxis_001. That's my new Instagram page. I deleted the old Instagram page because I was getting some political BS nonsense on there, and I decided, I don't want to deal with any of this. In hindsight, I should have kept the the freaking page because I had 3 or 4 or 5,000 followers on there, but it is what it is, whatever. Guys, before we get started on the front splitter installation process video thing that I'm doing, we're not going to cover every single thing. I'm going to give you a rundown of how to install the front splitter. But before I do that, I do want to ask you guys to check out my wife's new Instagram page. It is sp001_videos. The last video I made was an installation for side splitters from Vicrez. I also have a front twin splitter from Vicrez. Anyways, today we're going to install, actually I already have the front splitter to my s550 Mustang installed, but I already took it off, and I'm going to show you guys 2 different methods for somebody at home that might want to do this on their own. You don't need many tools to do this, but it's going to help if you have some clamps, a drill bit. I'm trying to think what else you might need. Well, anyways, I'm going to show you guys 2 methods. These things are bad. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is purchase some clamps, okay? If you follow my channel, you know I work on a lot of little fabrication and deals here and there. So it's essential that I have these kinds of tools to help me along the way with this kind of project. If you are anything like me and you like to install things yourself, you like to do audio installation, you like to do car fabrication, or just home projects, DIY stuff, you know, invest some money on some good clamps. I am missing probably about 3 of my clamps, the bigger clamps. So I had to use the smaller ones, and it's a little bit more difficult with the smaller ones, but it's still doable, okay? Since I'm already working on the car, I slapped the bumper back on top of the pins where it goes, and I'm going to clamp it with some clamps and show you how I did this install by myself, right? So right here where it starts to turn, that's where you have enough space to grab it with the clamp. So I'm going to do the same with the other side. Alright, so you cannot see from the other side over there, but the other side there's not much to grab on because I haven't put anything on the bottom. Once I put something on the bottom, then it's going to extend far enough so I can grab it a little bit better at the end over there. So I'm using some of these clamps that you can change where it is that it grabs or whatever. So one thing I think you guys should be keeping in mind is if you're going to do modifications, so like it's an intercooler, a bumper, a front grille, LEDs, or just the lights, the headlights themselves, if you're going to plan to do more than one, I suggest that you guys collect your things first, buy your things. Even if you buy the headlights, let's say in April, and you're going to buy the bumper in July, don't install the headlights yet. Wait until you get the bumper and do everything at once. You'll have, the more you take the bumpers off and try and do modifications, the more likely you are to scratch it and, you know, mess something up. I'm very guilty of this. I get so excited when I get new car parts and I just want to slap them on right away. You would think that after doing these modifications for years, I would learn the lesson, but nope. I just want to slap everything on. Alright, so I put some black tape on both of these, and I'm going to clamp the middle, and it's going to extend the other side so it gives me a little bit more room to clamp with. After that, what I'm going to do is come back and make sure everything is aligned the way I want it. So I have the same amount of gap where the splitter meets the fin or the other chin splitter, and on the other side as well. You want it even, obviously. Alright, so first thing I did wrong here is I didn't bring it enough out forward, excuse me. So right here, there's a huge gap. If I were to leave it the way it is right now, the tire is going to be rubbing on it, especially because I'm bagged. So when I drop the car, it'll be smacking. There we go. That looks a little bit better. One thing I didn't mention yet, but you can probably tell, obviously, that the car is lifted up on jack stands right now because I'm doing a bunch of stuff to it. Let's go do the front. Now right now I can tell that I'm very crooked because over here the brace for the rod is too far to the driver's side, and the passenger one is also pushed too far to the driver's side. I have some bigger clamps. I don't know where the hell they are, but you want to use bigger clamps. One thing that I want to mention to you is these clamps, over time, the rubber around the piece that actually clamps onto the item you're trying to clamp onto wear out. And if I were you, I would put some black tape or any kind of tape really around it a few times, because you don't want this eating away at your splitter or anything else you're trying to grab. So right now I have 5 different clamps, okay? All I did was put one clamp on one side, went to the next spot, put another clamp, went to the next spot, put another clamp, went to the next spot, and put another clamp. Now, what I'm gonna show you guys is, I'm just gonna do a quick walk around with the camera and show you guys how I have this put on. What I did was, I measured out here where it is that I have the splitter sitting, right here as well. I have my rods right there, another rod right there. And then, hold on one second. One thing you want to do is make sure you have enough room to do these kinds of things. Unlike me, I have no room because I have so many darn projects going on. And here we go, here's the last one. This one is pulled back a little further than the other one, so I have to move it a little bit more forward. And I can do that easily, I hope. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, now underneath the car, yeah, I have a big mess. Don't pay any attention to that. I took off the belly pan. It is going to be put back on, but I just want to show you guys how it is underneath and stuff. Don't pay attention to any of these wires and things like that. These things come with self-tapping screws. I suggest you use them, just like if you watched the previous video where I installed the side splitters. I tried to use my own hardware, and that was a big fail. So I'm gonna advise you right away, you guys want to use the hardware that the items come with, at least for the splitters. These are the self-tapping screws right here, okay? Use them. Something else I want to show you guys before we switch to the other method, okay? All right, so the rods. Look, you guys can install the rods however you please. It's your car, you pay for it, you do what you want. But listen, the rods are meant to hold the splitter down when you are accelerating or when you're already going at a top speed. Now the splitter that I had before came out way out here. And yeah, it was harder because you had to find long enough rods that can reach out there to hold it down. Some of you guys are installing the rod here, wherever, but you're installing it on the front instead of underneath. Again, it's your car, you do what you want, but I'm telling you right now, they should not be mounted to the front of the bumper. That's going to cause the bumper over time to rip, and it's going to stretch, and it's just in the long run, you are screwing it up. Plain and simple. The rods should be mounted underneath the bumper. Yeah, you'll need to take off the bumper to do that. I mean, you could probably use the self-tapping screw, and that'll probably be more than enough. However, I took my bumper off, I drilled a hole, and I put a bolt and a nut on the inside of the bumper to make it stay. This rod is supposed to hold the splitter down when you are hauling ass. Okay, so some of you guys have the splitter angled up like this because the rods are not long enough, so it's pulling the splitter up. That is incorrect. But guys, the rods, the piece that mounts to the bumper, it should be under the bumper. If you mount it to the front, in my opinion, it looks like shit, complete dog shit. That's just my opinion. And B, over time, it's going to wear. You're gonna see it start to crack. Purple drank tuning. Anyways, all right, again, clamp, 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 clamp. You go underneath and you just bolt the sucker down, okay? That's one way to do it. Now I'm gonna put this down and I'm going to take off the bumper all the way off, and I'm gonna show you another way to do it, all right? So sit still, hang tight. Voila, this is the other way to install it. You take off the bumper, the entire thing, you lay it out how you want. Let's take a look at the other side. I'm gonna do a whole walk around so y'all can see the entire thing. These holes that you're seeing on the bottom of the splitter, that is where I drilled into the plastic belly pan of the car, the OEM one. All right guys, this is a short, simple, quick install. Anybody should be able to do this. I do want to give a shout out to my girl Sleeper Cat. That's SLEEPERKAT _, Sleeper Cat _. You know, I'm always messaging her, you know, hey, how much does this cost? She works there and stuff, and she probably doesn't appreciate me messaging her nonstop. But seriously, the stuff at Vicrest thus far has been quality, guys. I mean, the thickness of this front splitter and the side splitters, at first I was like, holy cow, this is too thick. But man, if I think back to the other splitters that I had, they were like paper thin, man. I think those had some kind of foam in the middle, and it had adhesive on the top and bottom, and on top and bottom of that it had like a thin aluminum sheet. That thing, if you accidentally ran your finger through there when you were installing, it would slice you open, man. I believe, I'm not gonna say what manufacturer that was, just because I don't want to badmouth anybody, but Vicrest thus far has been nothing but quality. Here's what I have coming soon, I hope. So I have also ordered I think it's the GT 500 spoiler, maybe, I can't remember. And the other thing that I ordered from them is another steering wheel. Well, I didn't order the original steering wheel that I have now, which is gonna be for sale. So if anybody's interested, message me, please. The car has been literally on jacks for the entire period of the pandemic. I'm serious. It has been on jack stands the entire time. I had an exhaust leak, and it turns out it was the, what is it called? The gasket between the downpipe and the turbo, and the gasket in between the turbo and the turbo manifold. It blew out. So I ordered another turbo. I didn't have to. There was nothing wrong with the turbo itself. All I had to do was take it off and put new gaskets. However, I thought, you know what? I'm going to eventually want the turbo painted, coated, whatever the hell it is. And I'm also looking for that T51R mod. So what I did is I ordered one from Boost Lab, and I'm just waiting for it to get here. It should be here with another week or two. Tops, I'm hoping. I'm gonna do an install video on that. I'm gonna do an install video on the steering wheel from Vicres, and I'm also going to do a video removing the cheap eBay spoiler that I have. If you guys have seen the previous videos on that spoiler, some of y'all, I watched some other videos and comments on Facebook groups for the Mustang S550 EcoBoost groups and whatnot. Some of y'all said that it don't hold. I don't know what you guys did. And when I say don't hold, I mean some of y'all put it on the car with just the 3M tape, which is what I did. I did 3 strips of 3M tape. Some of y'all, what you're not doing is you're not cleaning that surface properly. What I did was mix 25% alcohol with 75% water. I sprayed it, and I sat there and I cleaned it very, very well before I applied that double-sided tape. And the only thing that's been holding that, here we go. The only thing that's been holding that spoiler is 3 rows of 3M tape. There is no screws on this thing, and it won't even move. In fact, I guarantee it's going to be a pain in the butt to remove it. The reason I'm getting rid of it is I had always planned to get a bigger spoiler, and I was able to buy one with, you know, some of the deals that had been going on and stuff. Plus, the other reason I'm getting rid of this thing is because it is faded. The spoiler is real carbon fiber, and it is now faded and looks like crap. You guys probably won't be able to see that. Anyways, that's all I got for right now. If you have any questions about how to install the splitters, either for the front or for the side splitters, feel free to ask any questions. I'll do my best to help you guys out. This is real simple to do if you have the right tools. Hey, do these mods at your own risk, man. The other one with the clamps, it's gonna be easier. And honestly, if you have a second pair of hands, someone helping you, that's probably gonna be the best option. Not even kidding. Well guys, that's all I have for you today. Please stay tuned. I will make another video. I hope that you guys are enjoying some of this shit that I'm putting out. Peace. Thanks for watching. Hey. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. I have to say it, man. I'm trying to build the followers. I'm like underneath 300 freaking followers. Come on, guys. Share my videos. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace. Good luck. Stay healthy. The coronavirus is not a fucking hoax. My mom passed away from it. That's all I'm gonna say. Peace.